There we go. That should be... Yeah, that should be alright. Hopefully. I haven't played Phoenix Wright in a long time. Playing, the Gold Wheel and Werewolf Online, and I'm cooking a pizza, so I figured... Oh god, what's the button? I think it's L1. Yeah. I can't see it from here. I can read the text perfectly fine, the evidence, but sitting here I cannot read the little, you know, press, and I forgot because I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, I'm actually caught up. I've caught up to. I was behind on what I should get. On what I should get for Battle Pass tiers a day with Werewolf Online. I stopped playing when I was sick, and it slowly caught back up. But the faster I finish, the faster I won't have to worry about it before, because there's only 17 days left in it. Well, you kind of get to the point where you're so bleeding money that you're kind of like, okay, well, they probably didn't have a director because they couldn't afford the director. Probably, if I remember correctly, that's what the T-bone steak was. Yeah, the map you found earlier, Phoenix. Yeah, this week's been a busy week. My mom's bought a car last year that we've had problems with it since we got it. And like problems with the electronics, like the battery, the security system, lots of little things. So we and it was so we could, each time it would lock out, you could reset it, unplug the battery, put the battery back in, or through the computer system. Well, it stopped working with that. And the security alarm started going off. Like, at night, just randomly. So we were recommended to get a set of keys. The dealer that we got the car through was like, oh yeah, we'll order some and we'll let you know. And then COVID happened, and it's like, well, you just gotta wait. We'll call you when they come in. Months went by. So, we went through Bruce's. Bruce's ordered one in. Bruce is another car dealer, Bruce Auto Group. And they got the key. And it didn't work automatically. It worked to turn the car on. The car recognized it. But it wouldn't open any of the doors, like the locks or the trunk. Other key would trigger the security anti-theft detection system it was put in. The one that came with it. It only came with one set of keys. And so we took it back Monday because they were like, well, we don't really have anyone in Friday. We'll bring it back Monday. The mechanic can spend time. So I took it, and it's usually just a simple thing of you have the spare key, you have the other key. You put the old key in, turn it on, if it passes the check, then you take it out and you put the new key in, and that programs it to work with the doors. Like it recognized, you know, this is the same key and whatnot. Didn't work. He tried it with the computer system, the scanner, all this. And we were there 4 hours, and he couldn't get it programmed. And he was worried that the new key would start failing the security check too. So they said that they probably could finance my mom with a trade-in. We couldn't do it last time through them. We tried before we got the cruise, but she had a mortgage at the time, and they didn't want to accept it, even though her mortgage was done in September. But it was so close to when, like, she was getting the car that they decided, well, no, we're not going to finance it. The bank did, not Bruce's. Bruce's had approved her for one vehicle. So, yeah, they'll probably stick a non-disclosure agreement suit against her. But yeah, so we got the cruise, and there's problems with it. It was sold as is, but it was a lot cheaper than the car. She was like what you expected to pay. The interest on it was huge, though. It was 27%. But it was 2-year loan. So, but there's problems, and every time there was problems, we bring it up, and we say, like, we want to get another set of keys. Oh, well, we'll call you. And all winter we've had shit. Like, I would have to get out and boost it with the jump start. And it turned out the battery was a really old battery that had a sticker put over, you know, the expiry date on it. So we got the new battery, and it was working really good for a while. And other problems, and a strong smell. It turned out there was a nest by the filter. And it was just this, like, in the heater system. And just one problem after the next. Fluids hadn't been changed. You had to do all the new fluids. Oil hadn't been changed. The brakes had started squeaking, but the brakes were fine. Like, the mechanic looked it over, and it was like, because my mom took it to a family friend mechanic, and he looked over, he's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the brakes. So, like, why is it squeaking when you put the brakes on? I'm just gonna ask her each time. And they hoped, you know, my mother was old, that, you know, wouldn't press it. Well, we took it on yesterday, on Friday, and traded it in. And we got a newer vehicle, about 5 years newer. It's a Hyundai, which our best vehicle ever was the Hyundai Sonata, and the only problem with that was we were in a collision and it rusted the frame. Like, the exposed frame and whatnot, not the rusted out on the bottom too. But it was an old vehicle. So, new one. I don't like that it's a hatchback, but I think it will be a lot more accessible for us. I don't like the mirrors, and that there's no space to put stuff. Like, I liked in the Cruise that there was a, like, on the passenger side there was a little, like, bin, like you could put, like, magazines or something, and I would put, like, a charger cable and sunscreen in it. There's not, like, a little flap thing, like, you know, on, like, airlines or whatnot that's on the back of the seat, like, to put magazines in. It had one of those. I liked it a lot, but the thing is, the other car was a good size, it traveled, like, it was a good ride, it had a really good radio, it had a better radio than this, but there were so many issues with it that it outweighed the good. Like, even the, like, radio, like, it has an auxiliary jack, and I really like that for my phone, putting in and listening to music. Or when I had a lot of reading to do, I put it through a text translate, like, you know, text to voice for like my course, and I would play it on the radio. So things like that. But fucking like the USB slot that it had it for like a auxiliary or USB, that had been ripped out and glued, like a piece of plastic glued over it. Things like that, like little things. And like when we got the transfer ownership, it had the wrong color on the slot, like the paper. So lots of little shady little things. Like tape where the seatbelt went in, to cover over where the seatbelt had been like cut and then sewed. Really fucking shady things. That's the mood, Edward. So yeah, I got a new car. New to us car. It's not a new car. It's a used car, but it's new to us. It's a Hyundai Accent SE. I'm gonna try to get seat covers for it, because I want to put seat covers on it, because the other car, Minnow liked to sit in the back window. This one doesn't have a back window, it has a hatchback, so I feel bad about that, because that was one of Minnow's favorite things. We'd go like park up at the gas station, like where Tim Hortons is, if I had paperwork and I wanted to take her out, and she could watch people watch. She loved that while I did work. But I think the hatchback will be easier for us to get stuff in and out, and like for traveling, like my bike really fucking needs new tires. It's needed new tires for a long time, and I took it to one place. I fully expected to spend about $300 there. I had saved up, took it there, wouldn't even look online to see if they could get tires. They're like, oh yeah, they don't sell white wall tires anymore. And I'm like, that seems skeptical, but so he did do it like a tune-up with it, but like oiled it and stuff. And but yeah, so I planned to take it down to Bridgewater, but the car we had that it would fit in, it went, and then we had so many problems with this one that, you know, like there's a really fancy bicycle place in Bridgewater, and they go to the farmer's market, and they recommend it, like, you know, to go there, and they would look at it because they do more like fancier bikes. This is a Raleigh street bike, and I'm going to save, and so yeah, like we were, like it was getting so the point, like there was like a 50-50 chance it wouldn't turn on, that it would like lock up with theft deterrent, attempted theft. Sometimes the keys would be in it, and I would get out, my mom would be waiting in the car for me, because we didn't want to leave it. You couldn't lock the doors towards the end. So she'd wait in the car, I'd go in the store, and I preferred that anyway, because with COVID-19, I preferred I would go in. But come back, open the door, and then she'd turn the car on, and it would be like attempted theft because I had touched the door, even though the keys had been in it. Couldn't remember what the skip was. Yeah, the new thing. Like the mirrors aren't, like it's a very small mirror and it slides across, like the thing slides to open it. It's not like a flip mirror, which I like better because it's a bigger mirror and there's no light on the mirror. But, you know, it's not going to lock us out. It's got 2 sets of keys. They didn't want to give us 2 sets of keys. We had just bought that one. And we were like, you know, we've only had it 2 days. And couldn't program it. We brought it in to program it. And, you know, it didn't work. So it's like we just bought the keys. Like, shouldn't it go towards the purchase of another set? Because you need that set to start the car anyway. And the salesman was like, oh, no, I'm going to do that. You can buy some later. And the financing guy was like, give her the keys. Give her the keys. Like, give them the keys. Because, like, you know, that was one thing we wanted on the condition of the sale. Like, we were really adamant that we want 2 sets of keys. And there was a like a upholstery rip, like it looked like a pick, like something got sharp and got caught in it on the back seat. And they told us there's an upholstery guy that comes in and he'll sew it, like even if he just like does an embroidery sewing over it. Like it will not look the best, but we don't really care because we're gonna put seat coverings over it or a blanket. But because I'm gonna put like, I can't take Minnow for a drive until we get a seat covering or a blanket because she'll shed all over it. She shedded all over the other one. Like, the whole back window from taking her so much, it was just covered in cat hair and you couldn't vacuum it out. Like, we tried and tried it, but it was just in the fabric. Like, it was twisted into the fabric. Our vacuum weren't strong enough. And back and the other back. Like, oh, man. By the time we traded in, like, where the keys wouldn't open the back trunk, we had to fucking, we had to tie a string on the latch in the inside of the trunk, and that's how we would open the trunk. We'd flip one of the back seats ahead and reach in, pull the string to open the trunk, so we'd get stuff out of the trunk. Like, that was towards the end, and it's like... Mom was like, well, I'll have to wait a year and I'll pay this off, and then I won't, you know, we'll wait till next year. Then it'll be the 2 years. And it's like, and both are, like, the family friend mechanic and the mechanic at the dealership was like the Bruce's dealership was like, that key could fail any time, the other key, and you're either going to have to pay for another key, and that might fail again within the time frame of a year, or trade it in now while the key is working, and, you know, the window of opportunity that you can get more money for the car if you trade it in right now. So that's what we did. It's a bit more expensive, but it's only a 13% interest. But it was just like, it had to be done, like, like I told her, like, pretty much, like, the salesman was trying to be cute. I didn't like the salesman. But yeah, it was just like they're trying to push the sale and stuff, and like, I kind of have to get it, but we only had like 2. There was things we wanted. We wanted the heater to work, because even with that one, the air conditioner would not work. Like, that was what the as is, they told us that the air conditioner didn't work, but then there was loads more problems that we discovered after. But just like, but I don't miss the other car except for some things in it. Like, I liked that the radio, it would have like the current temperature on the radio and like the date. This one only has the date if the thing is turned off and the temperature is on where the speedometer is. And it doesn't have, like, if you went to CBC and listened to CBC radio, CBC will have like info that they'll put out, like, on the ways, like what song's playing or what channel, and it will have like the weather, if, you know, occasionally like it would have scrolled across the other radio screen as like the info on the channel. This one doesn't have that, but this one's so much easier to program a favorite channel with. Like, the other one, I never figured it out. So, like, every time we had to restart the system or restart, like, unplug the battery and plug it back in so we could start the car, I would have to, you know, like, find the channel again. And this one, you can just hold and press, and it sets it. But I don't like that this one, you have to have your car on like the first position to use the radio. You have to have the keys in. Other one it would play and then turn off. If you had like removed the keys, it would play for like 10 minutes without the keys. So it was really good, like, to listen to music. But, you know, it kind of, the weight of, you know, the rest not working wasn't viable. But yeah, that's how that went. Because, so yeah, I'm gonna get seat covers. It's a big thing. I'm gonna have to get universal ones, which is kind of, but like I can take my bike now because like the seat will just flip over, so it'll be a flat surface. So I just slide my bike in because it's a hatchback. Things like that. Like when I take the cats to the vet, put them in, just sit them in the back part for the bump. Because it's got things you can hook, like a baby car seat on and stuff. So it's like, I like it a lot. Yeah, I don't think it was. Yeah, they did a change with the zombie farming. Werewolf Online now only gives a maximum of 100 XP per match instead of the 190 maximum. So I do it some, but mostly I've been trying to play because they did add something that I'm really happy about. They added a chance you can buy automatically double EXP instead of having to, you know, watch an ad after a match, because a buggy thing with Werewolf Online is sometimes ads don't show. Like, it's up to Google or Apple, like, if there's ads available, and sometimes there's like a little bit of a delay, and if it's in the check for them, and then returning like, yeah, there's ads, so it won't show. So it was so tedious if I wanted to double my EXP, and it wouldn't give me the option to see an ad. So now I don't have to worry, it just does it automatically. But it's, you know, like, I have mixed feelings, like it's kind of pay to win, but to watch the ad, you were getting, you know, it was already, you know, paying for it, like with the ad. So, that's how that's going. A pizza just dinged. Did it save or not? I think it did. And also they increased the time it takes for the zombie thing. It used to be 5 minutes, and now it's increased, I think 6 or 7. So you have to do like the full 120, 120, 120, like the time it takes. Which is helpful in some senses, because then you don't get the matches where it's like 5 seconds start. And if you have any bit of lag, well, you can't bite, and then like people that tend to do that were ones that would have like 2 people. Like if someone else joined, they'd start the match. And if you got zombie, you couldn't bite because, you know, it went too fast because of the lag. So Oh shit. Speaking of water, I forgot to water my sunflowers. I'm gonna do that before I go too. I got a few things I want to do tonight. I slept most of, like I went to bed really early. I didn't even bother eating supper last night. I got back and I was so beat. I had a bath and went to bed. Like I had lunch when we got back, but like it was a late lunch, but it was just a, you know, one of those TV dinners. And then I was like, I'm still hungry, but I'm more tired than hungry, so I had my bath and went to bed. I felt really disgusting after trying out cars and the salespeople and stuff around and the, you know, invading my personal space. Yeah, this is back before the days of the internet and shit, like where you could take a picture and then put it on, you know, like, even though this is set in the future. Wouldn't be surprised if the US system got this fucking bad. Or they only had 3 days for a trial. Okay, hiccups. Look at my badge. Yes, I do. Piss her off a bit more. I've also been having glitches where I can't, since the update, can't vote. Everything else works, I just can't move my pointer. So I gotta get that to work. Trying. More willpowers. I gotta check my pizza too, but oh god. Yeah, I didn't want to eat it right now because I'm like I was saving it in case I needed something because I have some bacon cooked ahead and I was gonna have either a sandwich or something. I'm like I really don't feel like that tonight. I'll cook pizza. But I had a few things to do. I gotta eat. I want to play this while I was cooking, but it's ding now. And I want to go upstairs and hang some of my hoodies and stuff up. My mom a lot of laundry ahead that we really needed to do. And my mom also has the habit of not doing laundry until there's like a lot to do and then complaining that there's a massive amount to do. So we've got it done, and now I have a bunch of stuff from around Halloween and Christmas and like the winter area that has now been washed. I gotta put it away. And I can't find my summer blouses. I really don't know where the fuck they are. The other problem is there's a coat rack I really want. I got one and I ordered two and one didn't come. And now the only site that really lists it are like Overstock and Wayfair. And Wayfair keeps pushing ahead when it comes in stock by a month. But they had it in stock when I had no money. Like, I had it in stock. Seems to be when I'm broke as shit, they get it back in stock. But I really want another one, but I had an old one that I replaced one of them because it wouldn't stay up anymore. Like, it's a garment rack that I hang hoodies and stuff on because I don't really have a closet. So, and like jeans and stuff, I had two of them. One for hoodies and one for, you know, like coats and jeans. And after I got the one replaced, the second one collapsed. Like, I was like, okay, you know, like, but they're old. They were like 2002 from Sears. And what happened was just the plastic. They had plastic, like, grips, like, to adjust and stuff, and the plastic just went brittle. So, but yeah, it was like, after all that bullshit of getting one done, and then I got, like, I was so happy. I'm like, oh yeah, I can put them all sorted. It collapsed. Again, the other one broke. But I didn't move it out because I'm like, you know, it has like a bottom, like, thing you can set stuff on, like a tray. So I have like my bag of bedding and like the stuff that was on it sitting in it. But I can't find my shirts, like my dress blouses for summer and stuff. I found my dresses and I found my tights. I just can't find I found my long sleeve blouses that I wear under like a sweater or like for dress, like dress shirts and stuff. I went through a thing where I put them like in vacuum bags since I couldn't hang them up. Yeah, so I can't find them. I think they're under the stuff that we just brought, like the previous bedding and a whole bunch of and such. I remember when you get lucky with something, biggest lucky thing. I gotta take pills too. I have an infection. I have antibiotics for. I figured I had it for a while, and I just like, I went and I had a test, and it's like, yeah, I tend to get urinary tract and upper urinary tract, and I was like, yeah, it's probably upper urinary. My around where my kidneys are hurts, and it's like, yeah, that's what it was. it's like Phoenix is like their studio 2, and it's like you got the guide map. Yeah, this is a detail you should have brought up. Look at the trophies, there's not one for looking at the camera. There is one for a step ladder. Oh, it's listening to all like conversations regarding a step ladder. I just wish there was an auto. That's a great vote of confidence there, Maya. Yeah, I have to keep pausing. Elder Scrolls Online has an update. It's got like 23 hours left in it. They're big updates, and my internet's shit. And it will like eat my internet up the whole day. Like I can't use, like my phone will be like so sluggish, and sometimes it won't even, like if I will put my Wi-Fi on before I go to sleep, so like any notification I get will be on Wi-Fi instead of data. I use a lot of data. But then fucking I'll get up and I'll have no notifications, and I turn mobile on and I'll get my notifications. Like that's how much it eats my internet. And like I can't log into my PlayStation 3 in my room to watch YouTube or anything. So last night I watched an old movie I have. I like it a lot. It's My Man Godfrey. I like the original. Like there's a remake too. The remake's not too bad either. It's just a bit more goofier than the original. But yeah, I'll do this part, and then I'm gonna, like this area examining. And then I'm going to, check my pizza. I want to play, I've been feeling like playing, the blind, or the Quiet Man I bought, but I don't have time. I've either had to get up really early, like we were there all day, like we were there from morning until afternoon, because the big fucking problem was, like they had to do, like they changed all the fluids, they put a new battery in it, they did new tires, all that, once we decided on the car that they would accept for us, together with as the trade-in. And I don't remember this vehicle last time. But yeah, it just bullshit. Like the bank had it on the 27% interest with 1 year left. Like it was a 2-year loan. They didn't want to switch what car it covered, even though it was going to be like a longer loan. And they didn't want to, take the financing from like the other car as a trade-in, whatnot. So the guy had to go through TD, which is Toronto Dominion Bank, and they did it. Like they were like, that was another back and forth, because they were like, oh yeah, we'll do this. Like we'll offer 13% interest, and Scotiabank didn't want to switch to them. Like so, Brock was like mediated between them. Like like we have this car, we want to take this other car as a trade-in, transfer it as one loan onto for the other car, and it was just back and forth, and then we had shit with the insurance. Like right now, the DMV is not open, so it's really hard to transfer the registration. But we did do the ownership transfer and stuff. I was so fucking happy. I'm like, it's your fucking problem now. With the previous car. Yeah, we'll go to outside Studio 1, and then I'm gonna save, and then I'm gonna check my pizza. Yeah, the Greenwood Auto, it kind of was like, man, of Harry Wormwood. Because it's like, I'm sure there was more problems they knew about. And it must have been why they kept putting off getting another key, because they knew that one was the only one that would be programmed for the doors and stuff. Is that like a proboscis monkey or something? No, she can lift it. She's that strong. reminds me of, there's a part in Crisis Line, Lifeline Crisis Line, where, Alex climbs steps and he gets winded. And he feels like embarrassed that he's so winded climbing them. Yeah, I should probably have a grudge and not let them in, or she'll get fired or sued for non-disclosure agreement breaking. Yeah, I'm gonna save, and then I'll deal with it after I get my pizza. I might need another turn. I cook in a toaster, and we don't have like a electric stove. We have a wood stove, so if we want to bake anything that's can't be done in a toaster oven, I would have to have like a big fire and whatnot, and so toaster oven.